Hey Internet. So it's no secret that I'm kind of a strange person. And I feel like this isn't a new thing. This isn't something that just developed over time. I've kind of always been a strange person. This came through in my video from last week, why I was like Hermione. And the story that I'm going to tell you guys today is something that I kind of wanted to add into that video, but I decided it was special enough to make a video all on its own. So pretty much anyone you ask will tell you that their middle school experience was not the greatest, and I'm no exception. If you were to meet me in middle school, you probably would have seen me in some variation of black clothing, probably black fingernail polish, at least one spiked or studded bracelet, as well as a multitude, I'm talking like hundreds of those rubber bracelets that I eventually was forbidden from wearing. My mom saw this story on the news about them and what they meant if they got broken and stuff, so yeah. If you were to ask me, I would tell you that I didn't fit into a label. I was labelless, I didn't believe in them. In my head, I definitely labeled myself as kind of like a punk, skater, emo type person, even though my personality was nothing like that. I was more likely to be labeled as a teacher's pet than anything. So when my 13th birthday rolled around in 7th grade, when my mother suggested the idea of an apathy party, I jumped right on it. Apathy is basically not caring about something, which seems like a really strange theme for a party, especially a 13-year-old's party. I don't know. I thought it was the funniest idea, so I sent out invitations, and the invitations said, I'm having this party, like, you can come, but I don't really care if you do, blah, blah. And it said it was an apathy party. And mind you, we were in 7th grade. We were 12 and 13 years old, and almost all of my friends wanted to know what the word apathy meant. No one knew what apathy meant. So in the true spirit of things, I responded, I don't really care. I guess you could, like, check a dictionary if you wanted to. That's when I kind of started to realize that maybe I thought this was a lot cooler than everyone else did. But to their credit, everyone seemed like they wanted to come, and a lot of people did come. I'm not sure if my friends attended more out of curiosity than anything, but I'm really glad they did end up coming. It would have been kind of bad having a party and no one showing up to it. So when we were getting ready for this party, we went to the store, Walmart, or whatever party store, and we just picked up whatever decorations we could find. I know that we had picked up some, like, happy birthday to, like, a 5-year-old plates and napkins, and then there was, like, retirement party and anniversary stuff. All of that, you know, it didn't really matter. We just picked up a bunch of stuff. My mother got me a pin that said I'm 3 years old today that I wore during it. It was pretty crazy, and when we finally got everything decorated, it just looked like a mess. It was so funny. But the invitations and the decorations and the name were not all of it. So at this point in my life, my friends and I had kind of gotten to the place where we were all just kind of hanging out, and a party for us was just like everybody getting together and talking and maybe like having some snacks. I don't know. For some reason, my mother didn't understand this concept for a really long time, and she was like, okay, you're having a party, you have to have activities, you have to have games, like, what are we gonna do? So I agreed. I said, sure, let's have some games. So yeah. What do you play at an apathy party? Well, first of all, everyone was told when they entered my party that they were not allowed to show any emotion. And God forbid you did, because if you did show an emotion, you got a paper bag put on top of your head. So naturally, everyone's coming to this party. They're happy, they're having fun, they're excited. Plenty of people are laughing. So for the first, like, 10 minutes of the party, everybody was getting paper bags put on their head, and it was so ridiculous and so funny that people were seeing other people get paper bags on their head, and they were laughing, and they were getting paper bags on their head. Absolutely ridiculous. And all of my friends had no idea what was going on. They were just like, this is the weirdest thing I've ever done. And I don't even remember. I mean, there were several other different games that we played. It's been so long, I can't even remember. But yeah, there were different games, and they were all having to do with, like, emotions or, like, acting things out. I don't know. It was very funny. I cannot remember whether or not we did this, but I know we were talking about getting a cake that was just like, yeah, whatever, this is a cake. and it was gonna be in like gray icing. I don't know, I just remember thinking this would be the funniest thing in the world. And also, part of what made it so funny is that we were all 13 and super awkward, and so there was like all of the weird mini drama that went on during the party. Like, somebody had told me that one of the boys that I had liked me back, but then he was like not talking to me. Overall, everyone really had a good time, including myself. All of us being awkward in our bodies and our relationships and everything, we still managed to enjoy ourselves, and I guess nobody thought I was like really crazy because they all stayed and everyone talked to me afterwards. But I just remember from the moment I started handing out those invitations, I was like, I don't know what I was thinking. Nobody else is getting this. Why am I so weird? So the other weird thing that happened at the party was that we all took a group picture. And I'll see if I can find the picture, it's really funny, but I am at the very edge of the group picture and all of my other friends are gathered around. I don't know why, I think that was just kind of my personality at that time. I tended to like to go off on my own in parties and just like sit by myself. It was a very weird time in my life. Let's just leave it at that. I don't know. But anyway, whenever I think of the Apathy Party, it makes me laugh a little bit inside knowing that I just have always been and probably will always be a weirdo and find things like that really interesting or funny or exciting. So yeah, a little more insight into my weird brain. I'll see y'all later.